Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay. Magandang araw, magandang holiday, magandang mga mommies ang sanay kasama ko. At sa mga nandito ngayon, good morning. I think it's morning in Manila. So I'm doing this topic on changes and challenges of motherhood as a means to celebrate Mother's Day on Sunday. Ayan, one of my favorite crowd, one of my favorite topics is Mother's Day. So sa mga momshies, mommies, mudra, mom, mama na nandito ngayon. Share this to your other friends. Share this to your loved ones who, would like to understand about the changes and challenges of motherhood. As again, this is Dr. Michele Alignay. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Alam ko marami sa atin ang team bahay or maybe we're doing something else. But this morning, let's just, just have a chit chat. Let's just look into ano ba yung buhay nating mga nanay, ano ba yung mga nangyaring mga bagay na ah, changes. Gusto ko talaga yung word na together yan kasi in every change, naniniwala ako may challenge. At bawat challenge, nagbe-bring about ng change. Do you believe that? Every change has a challenge and every challenge bring about change, and we hope that the change happening to us are actually good changes. They are long-term solutions probably, and long-term solutions or something more lasting and something na tayo ang natututo, yung mga mahal natin sa buhay ang nagbe-benefit, and of course, we grow as individuals. So join me for the next 30 minutes as I talk about the changes and challenges of motherhood. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Cassiopeia. Ayan. So, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. So, who else are here? Say hi. And I would like to ask you sa mga nanay, mga ate, yung mga observer ng mommy. Ayan. Hi, Belle. I would like to ask you, what are the, ayan, marami ng mga nandito. Sa tingin nyo, in motherhood, what are the changes and challenges that we go through? Ano yung mga, ano yung for you, what if you're a mother or if you're observing mothers in your life, what are the biggest changes na pinagdaanan nila? Yan. Ano yung pinakamalaking change and challenge na pinagdaanan nila? Last week, I think I got a little vulnerable to share with you how it is I was able to move out from the pain and loss of losing a child, and that's really one of the biggest challenges of motherhood. So naisip ko, I would like to reflect about what are the changes na nangyari sa atin. And on Thursday, let's talk about, so in every change and in every challenge, how do we thrive as a mother? Ano yung mga mindsets at ano yung mga life hacks na pwede natin gawin. Pero ngayon pag-usapan natin, friends, sa mga nanonood dito, ano yung pinakamalaking challenge or ano yung pinakamalaking change na nangyari sa atin as mothers? Yun, isa-isahin. Ayan, time management and priorities, we cannot discount that. Totoong-totoo yan. Oh, let's reflect about time management and priorities. Yan, isa yan. Lalagay ko yan sa, tama, kasama yan. Bell, every woman who enters motherhood, I observe change in the body and values. I observe responsibility. Yan. Yan, eksakto yung pag-uusapan natin. Kasi, himayin natin yan sa physical, emotional, psychological, interpersonal, and intrapersonal changes. Yan. Yan yung gusto kong makita natin. Makita natin yung mga pagbabagong nangyari. Kasi bawat pagbabagong nangyari, there's a challenge. So, for example, let's start with the physical changes. So, you said, Belle, that the body changes in the body. One of the things that I really experience is really the body changes. Especially, I had difficulty pregnancies, as I mentioned last week. I have 4 difficult pregnancies. I have to go through a lot of injections. I have to go through a lot of treatments, and napakarami kong inom. And for me, ideally, it really mixed up. It really made my hormonal changes different. So, ang isa sa prominent change ng mothers is really, of course, the bosom, meaning the belly and the breast, and even the weight. So, While some are blessed, meron talagang mga parang, biruan nga namin ng friend ko dati, paano nanganak yan? Saan lumabas yung anak niya? Sa koko? Kasi parang walang nangyaring iba sa pangangatawan. Meron naman like me, kitang-kita mo na parang, ay, nanganak na buntes. So, uh, I would like you to look into that. It really happens. So we go through physical changes. And one thing that I am, it's a matter of how you look at it. Other moms are very conscious. Other mothers are very conscious about their body. Like, ayaw nilang ipakita yung kanilang mom belly. Pero ngayon natutuwa ako na marami ng naging accepted na there's really the mom body. And marami ang, well, I hope our culture move out of body shaming mothers. Kasi for me bawat nadagdag na weight sa akin because of pregnancy, it's actually a self-sacrifice. Bawat weight na nadagdag, bawat flab, bawat level of pangangatawan, it's because we carry the child, and because we are not in control of some factors including our hormones. Kaya because of that, our bodies changes. And even though that the world will tell you na ito dapat yung katawan mo, you're supposed to, the conditioning is ito dapat yung katawan mo, hindi naman lahat automatic na nag-a-adapt. Kasi I think one of the things that we mothers should actually realize is that once we become mothers, our bodies will change, period. Either we grew bigger, others naman grow so thin, but it's not going to be the same way as we were. Why? Our hormones change, our physiological makeup change, and literally our lives change. So, kailangan matutunan natin na tanggapin at embrace yung reality. Hindi naman natin papabayaan yung pangangatawan, yung health natin. Pero we have to really realize. So, friends, nag-uusap na lang din tayo dito. Ang request ko naman sa marami sa atin, tayo mismo, let's all be also sensitive to the mothers around us and to the people around us. Kasi naranasan natin na maging nanay at magbago yung katawan. So, tayo mismo yung maging advocate, not to shame them. So, that's one. That's the body. Secondly, yes, I agree, embrace change beautifully. So the next change is, that's the physical. The next change is actually the roles. So let me just go through some of this. Every woman enters motherhood, change in body and values, and I observe the responsibility. And then another one said, back then thinking is about me lang, sabi ni Shelly, I want to buy a bag and travel, but then naging mama ko. Yes, yes, Belle, I explained that changes in my body and changes in myself in my book, The Beauty of 40. Okay. Conscious spending habits before puro me, myself, when it comes to buying stuff, kahit maliit na bagay, but now I have to consider my child needs. That's so true. Because we have to realize that if, aside from the body, our roles change. The role that we are already giving birth and giving life and, raising a child. Pero bago tayo mapunta sa pagiging nanay I just would like to reinstate this. Motherhood parenthood is different from parenting. Ang parenting, yung journey natin sa pagpapalaki. Parenthood, it's that state in your life na nagpapalaki ka. But motherhood is different. So motherhood, that state that you are a mother, that life of being a mother, like what I'm saying, sharing with you now, is very different from the mother herself, the person of the mother. Ang marami ang nangyayari, yung motherhood, masyado natin siyang niyayakap. At yung buo nating identity na pupunta na doon. Yun na lang yung mother, being a mother, we embrace so much the role of motherhood, which is not wrong, but to the point of we're losing our identity as a person. Can you relate with what I'm saying, friends? Nalulunod na yung hindi mo nakilala yung sarili mo kasi everything of you, it's about motherhood. Everything of you, it's about your child. Nothing wrong with that, but you just might catch yourself one day asking yourself, sino ba ako? Kilala ko pa ba yung sarili ko? And that is a very critical question. So, the change will actually be in a role. If you are married or you have a partner, you have to consider that your role as a partner, as a wife to your spouse or to your loved one, it's actually not the same as your role as a mother. Your motherhood is towards the child. Your motherhood is towards the child, not with your partner. Hindi nyo anak yan. I hate the word na parang panganay ko yung asawa ko. I hate it. I will repeat it to you. I hate it. Why? We are both adults when we get into the relationship. So, I'm not going to treat you as a child. I'm not going to do to you what I'm doing to my child because we're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to be co-parents. We're supposed to be co-journeyers. We're supposed uh, to fulfill the role of being the mother and the father or the parent figures of that child. Never that it will fit in the role that we will mother our partner also. That one is very sacred to me. Can you get what I'm saying, friends? Because alam nyo sa Pinoy ha, sa atin parang ay ano yung asawa mo, parang yun yung panganay. And we will not cut the culture na yung mga asawa. Kaya if you have a son, I have to say it now. If you have the son, you have to recognize that that son of yours, our sons, is that yes, parang panganay si husband. Yes, kasi we grew up that our mothers are very caring, very, what do you call this, very hovering. Pero for me, what I'm observing, it's not going to last. Because we will come to a point that, hey, we're both adults here. Pag nahirapan na tayo sa motherhood, katulong natin dapat yung asawa natin, hindi natin siya dapat pinapalaki. So alam nyo ang warning ko sa mga magulang ng lalaki na tulad ko, mothers of those with sons, don't raise your son to be so dependent on you to the point that you're going to just fill in the his psyche will not be able to grow up from needing a mother like us. Alam ko naman na caring tayo. Pero isipin na lang natin, paano pag tumanda yung anak ko and wala ako? So you have to think that we're not raising our sons so that they can look for a partner in order to do what we're doing. What is my point getting to you? Am I making sense? Let's raise sons who are also independent, who are leaders in the family. This is not about sons, but actually it's connected to our roles as a mother. So if our role towards our husband, it's not differentiated from being kung ang role natin sa asawa natin we are supposed to be partners. We're not supposed to be mothers of our husbands. And hindi natin dapat sila isinasama sa equation na pinapalaki rin natin sila. So sa tingin nyo, friends, I think mas magandang topic to ha. Magandang topic to sa susunod. Are we supposed to be treating our husbands less? We're supposed to be caring, but we're not supposed to make them overly dependent on us. So that role changes. When we become mothers, you have to make sure that hindi magbabago yung treatment nyo as lovers, as partners, as co-parents. Kasi iba yan sa pagiging nanay. Huwag nyo isasama sa pinapalaki yung asawa nyo. And I have to bluntly tell it to you, friends, wag nating gawing badge or wag na i-perfect yung pagiging nanay kasi honestly, our role as mothers, well, it may be lifelong. Yes, it's our signature, but it's not the whole journey in life that we will be mothers because it has different, as I said, changes and challenges. It shifts. Tama di ba, Vem? Parang panganay si H. I used to find that line funny. In the long run, it's not. It's not anymore. Kung nagpapalaki ka ng mga anak, tapos parang, the funny thing is that, the irony is that, when we're raising our kids are ours. They will actually we can mold them. But in reality, it's not our role to fulfill being the mother of our husbands because unang-una, we're the wives or we're the partners. We're not the mothers. They have a different mother altogether. And so, hindi natin dapat pinupuno yung role na yon. So, That's the second. The second change and even challenge is actually be the psychological role of being a mother. Are we really ready? Some mothers go into the role not fully ready. Some mothers go into the role have a lot of emotional burden. Some mothers are not really prepared when they get into parenting. So all their emotional baggages are still with them. And psychologically, the sad thing is that they pass the garbage to their kids. Minsan, it's not a matter of ano ba yung nagawa mo para sa anak mo, sinaktan mo ba? Minsan naman, may mga parent walang ginawa. May mga nanay psychologically, oo, nanay ka sa pangalan, nanay ka by function, pero anong naipundar mo sa anak mo? May relasyon ka bang nabuo sa anak mo as they grow older? So that's another change. So you have to change that, you have to shift thinking that, o pag naging nanay ako, I'm going to give my all to my kids. Well, it may be true, but it's also true that we have work to do. It's also true that we have challenges that we're confronted with. It's also true that psychologically we would like to fulfill that role, pero minsan yung mga baggages natin growing up, yung mga issue natin sa sarili nating magulang, sa sarili nating nanay, that can actually dampen or uh, can actually be the blockages for us to fulfill the role of being mothers. So friends, ano sa tingin nyo ang nakaka-relate kayo sa mga pinagsasasabi ko dito? So the next thing, I think one of the major things that shift is actually the lifestyle or the social changes. Before, di ba, kung yung iba na yung tulog mo, sa yung iba walang tulog. Iba na rin yung trabaho mo. While you have work, you have to fulfill kahit na after ng maternity leave, it's really a full time work. It's really being a mother, it's actually beyond the call of duty. So, the lifestyle changes and I think I realized na ay hindi pala lahat ng kaibigan ko when I was single was able to relate with me being a mother. Kasi iba yung state ng buhay natin. Kaya alam nyo, I think that's why the advent of mom tribes, yung mga group of mom, I was active very, then, during my time, I was very active in Girl Talk, that's the femalenetwork.com. I'm very active in breastfeeding forums, parenting forums, and uh, nagkakaroon ka kasi ng mga bagay na nakikita mo because you're a mother at yung interest nyo nag-jive with some people. Pero not all people can be able to relate. Why do you need to do this as a mother? So, lifestyle changes. If you like to go out, if you like, sabi nga ng isa dito, I like to buy this, you want to travel, lalo na kung dalaga ka at nasimulan mong maaga ang luho, I have to use that word, lalo na kung dalaga ka at nasimulan mo na you just have things for yourself. Because kung nasanay ka na masyadong mataas ang lifestyle mo, do you like eating in posh restaurants, you want mayat maya, every month kailangan meron travel, meron laboy, really being a mother will entail you to sacrifice a lot, maybe not just finances, but you know, hindi mo kailangan. Hindi mo kailangan tong bagay na to kasi hindi mo kailangan. No explanations there, but pero hindi mo kailangan. So, what do you think about this? Friends, ano ang nagbago sa inyo? Anong lifestyle mo ang kailangan mong i-adjust when you become a mother? Ako nakita ko dito, you just cannot go out the same way as you want. Nung kami lang mag-asawa, parang anytime na we want to go out, we just step out of the house anytime we're good. Pero eventually, it did not happen anymore because we have kids. So, ang dami mong bibit-bitin and hindi lahat ng bagay at sitwasyon child-friendly. So, I think it has to adjust. Your interest, your lifestyle, and the people that you go with. So, dun papasok yung friends. Dun papasok yung interpersonal relationship. Even your interpersonal relationship, not just with friends, but with the people around you, with your community, with your extended family, with your in-laws can actually change when you become a mother. Simply because you're a mother. And then you will realize that when you're a mother, many would like to take part in maraming opinion kang maririnig. So, kailangan yung interpersonal skills mo mataas. Kasi kung hindi, you will always be offended. You will always be challenged. as you move along, no, as we grow in our role as mothers, ang dami yan changes, and there will always be interpersonal shifts. So makikita mo dyan na parang okay, ito yung friends mo nung maliit yung anak mo, but after a while, you will be just engaged with parents also, na kaya it's nice that you are friends with parents na pare-pareho yung age ng anak nyo, while you are sharing the same interests, maybe you're sharing life together. And it's also nice to add on friendship, to value friendship, na kasi up to a certain point, ako ang nakita kong changes, ng interpersonal changes, not na narinig ko to sa isa kong friend dati. Not all people in your past make it to your present. Totoo yon. So, kahit nasabihin mo na pareho-pareho naman kayo ng edad ng anak, paano kung hindi naman pareho ng interest at values yung family nyo? So, let's not push it. So, wag nating i-push, wag nating ipilit ang ayaw. So, interpersonal changes, you have to be conscious about sa nagbabago. So, kung meron bang friendship na ganito, ah, ako naniniwala ako, you don't burn bridges in friendship. You just keep a comfortable distance. Kung hindi mag-thrive yung friendship niyo with some people or relasyon natin with some people ngayon, just keep a comfortable distance. You just don't burn bridges. Kung wala namang issue, just put it there. Why? Because at one point, maybe you can rekindle the friendship again. So, ganun lang talaga yung buhay. And ako naniniwala rin ako na hindi natin dapat ipilit ang lahat ng bagay. Do you believe that? Kasi parang, bakit may pipilit? Talagang hindi match. Hindi talaga match. So, the biggest challenges and the changes are in our psychological, physical, and in our lifestyle or social changes, and of course, in our interpersonal. So, yung mga karelasyon natin. Friends, tanong ko sa inyo, sino yung mga taong gusto yung karelasyon ngayon? 'Di ba? Well, while there are people in along the way who are friends to us, pero I agree, ako, as we move older, as we grow older, as we move towards our our lives, we choose them. We choose the people who makes us grow. We choose the people that we are aligned with our values. We choose the people that we can relate well. We choose the people who brings out the best in us. Personally, I have friends who are older than me. I have a lot of those. I have a close friend na 60. I have a close friend close to 50, or 50s, and that's okay. Yes, tama din. I love that. Gusto na natin yung mga pagkakaibigan na may ayaw na natin ng mema lang. Ayaw na natin ng, at lalo na in this stage, in motherhood, gusto mo yung mga maiintindihan ka at yung hugot mo bilang nanay. Kahit na nanay yan, iba-iba pa rin yan. So gusto natin yung mas malalim na tao na makakatulong natin in our parenting journey. And lastly, I believe that one of the biggest challenges of being mothers is the intrapersonal. So kung merong interpersonal, our relationship with other people, the intrapersonal is our relationship with ourselves. Alam nyo, sa pagiging nanay, ito yung hindi natin na-explore. May relasyon ka ba sa sarili mo? So, yung mga sinasabi natin na self-care, okay, kasama yan. Pero kung wala tayong relasyon sa sarili natin, everything is futile. Kung hindi na marunong mag-tune in sa pangangailangan natin, if we don't uh, make ourselves grow, if we are not aligning our bodies with our Lord, if we are not aligning our values with what the Lord would like for us, and then it's going to be so hard. So for me, intrapersonal relationship is very crucial. It can be challenged. Why? Sa dami ng ginagawa ng challenges at changes sa buhay ng isang nanay, alam niyo, nakakalimutan niya sarili niya. Tama ba? Finding time, not just finding time, but finding a deeper relationship with yourselves. Because even though you're a mother, ang madalas kong marinig na walang oras sa sarili ko. Ano pa yung mga issue ng nanay? Walang oras sa sarili ko, hindi matahimik, ang daming demands, nag-struggle. But honestly, who will you be left with when your kids are older, when our kids go to college, when our kids will have plans of their own, who will be left with? Kung inaway mo yung asawa mo at hindi kayo magkasundo, sinong kakampi mo? Sinong kasama mo? Sinong iiyakan mo? Di ba me, myself, and I? Kaya napakahalaga, pag hindi natin kilala yung sarili natin bilang isang individual, before we become a mother, ako ito yung formula, before we become a mother, we are first a wife. And before we become a wife, we are first ourselves. And if we don't know the self, if we don't know who you are, and you get swamped up by you get swamped up by the challenges of being a wife, or the more challenges and changes of motherhood, your bodies change, your interests of course change, the roles shifted, lahat yan nangyari sa'yo na bago lahat. Friends, anong matitira? Sino ka? Kaya napaka-importante ang paulit-ulit kong in-nurture sa inyo, friends. The biggest change and challenge is that our relationship with ourselves. Kaya mong umiyak and to just nurture yourself. Kaya mong umupo and tell yourself, it's okay. Kaya mo na wag silang pakinggan lahat and will just tune into my internal needs. Even though that, yes, my family have needs, I will attend to you later. So you have to really, really realize that having that very healthy, it's not sarcastic, it's not selfish, but it's having that healthy intrapersonal relationship. Relasyon mo sa sarili mo, because that's also your connection with God. That's also your connection with the Lord. If you have a good relationship with yourselves, kahit na anong changes at challenge na dumating, kahit na may magbago yung pattern ng motherhood, kasi sa phases din yan, seasons din yan, friends, 'di ba? You are raising a preschool, iba yan from raising a grade school, iba rin yan pag nag-teenager yung mga bata, lalong iba yan if they would like to leave the nest already. So what will you be left with? It's actually the intrapersonal relationship, your relationship with yourself. So friends, tanong ko sa inyo, at the rate niyo yung sarili niyo for the Mother's Day, or even you, just rate yourself 1 to 5. How are you with having a relationship with yourself? 5 is very good, and 1, it's the least priority. Do you prioritize yourself and do your needs? Alam ko yung tendency ng nanay, ibibigay lahat sa anak. But do you give to yourself some time? Do you give to yourself some effort? Do you give to yourself some attention and affection that we all need? So, wow, it's very good if it's 5. Pero you have to really self-check. Ayan, tama. We tend to overfunction. At times, we get very tired. Tapos magrereklamo tayo na ubus na tayo kasi naibigay na natin lahat. So friends, ngayong Mother's Day, ngayong week ng Mother's Day, yan ang gusto kong point of reflection na ibigay niyo sa sarili niyo. How is my relationship with myself? How am I nurturing myself? Amidst the changes and the challenges of motherhood, how is my intrapersonal relationship with myself? So on Thursday, we're going to talk about how we continue nurturing our relationship with ourselves despite the demands of motherhood. Yan. So, maganda yung tanong ni Cindy. May relasyon kang nabuo sa anak mo is a simple question, but the question that needs to be answered by every mom, same as the fathers. In my life changes as soon as I become a mom. Yes, maganda yung may relasyon ka nabuo sa anak mo. Pero huwag niyong kalimutan, the point that I'm telling you here, hindi authentic yung relasyon mo sa anak mo kung wala ka ring relasyon sa sarili mo. Kung hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo, so anong values ang pinasa natin sa anak natin? Anong sense of being yung pinakita natin sa anak natin? So that is actually the two-edged sword here. That what and the two-part role. While we are nurturing a relationship with ourselves, we're supposed to be nurturing a relationship with our kids. Yan talaga. Yan yung essence of motherhood. Because, yes, motherhood may be a good role. It has brought a lot of joys. But life happens. There may be challenges. And one day, our kids just would like to have a life of their own. Can we be able to just, let them fly? Sana. And that starts with having a good relationship with ourselves. So that's all about coffee break. So if you have insights, if you have sharings, if you have something that you would like to put it here in the comment section, and I would appreciate it so it can be our springboard for discussion on Thursday. So don't forget, friends, coffee break will come to you at 11 a.m. or 11:15 in the morning. I hope that you can join me on Thursday as we continue celebrating motherhood. So please follow or put an not turn on the notification in this live stream. Either you're watching in Facebook or in YouTube, or you're following me at Spotify. So another thing, you can support Coffee Break. You can support Coffee Break through Gcash. I can send you the details if you just send me a DM, or you can actually send Facebook stars here in Coffee Break so I can continue bringing you this live stream. So magandang hapon. I hope that you continue sharing the gift of Coffee Break. So that's our way to reflect about motherhood and celebrate us moms this joyful season of motherhood. So magandang araw sa inyong lahat. See you again on Thursday for Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michelle Alignay. Thank you, mothers, for sharing your time. But thank you to everyone for being here. Let's all be well. Let's all take care of each other.